You know, here in the UK, it's the early hours of the morning. Don't know if you guys in the States are watching. It's just your evening that you give up for the Oscar ceremony. For us in the UK, you want to watch it, you have to stay up all night.
Yeah.
You have to miss some sleep. Miss those Zeds. And if you were sleeping, like maybe those who weren't massive Oscar enthusiasts, waking up and staying up all night, you missed a doozy, right? Wow. 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 Oh, wiki wow wow.
I'm so speechless right now.
I mean, do you remember when Will Smith had blockbuster hits?
Yeah. Every summer he had blockbuster hits, big ones.
Now he's given a blockbuster hit from what's gone down from the Academy Awards. Listen, just to set the scene, everyone knew that Will Smith was pretty much a shoo-in, right?
Yeah.
For Best Actor, for his portrayal of Venus and Serena Williams' father, Richard Williams, in the movie titled King Richard. We were always hoping that one day he'd get recognition because though he's a huge movie star, he actually can act and he has range.
Will Smith's one of the best actors in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. I put him in top 4 and like with Denzel, he's right up there. Do you know what I'm saying? So every summer, I mean, back in the day, he's done his top films coming out. Yeah, he's a great performer.
He may not have had the best agent choosing some of his roles of the last few years. But anyway, this isn't a Will Smith loving. What you're really here for is the big earthquake. Let's just get into it, right? Let's watch this thing. Okay, here we go.
Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord.
Chris Rock is funny.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Jada's eyes.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Wow.
Oh, swagger.
You smacked the shit out of me.
Oh.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Eesh. Eesh.
Ouch.
Eesh.
That was...
You know what? I don't even want to replay that. Usually I'd go, rewind.
Yeah, that's painful in a way, isn't it? It's sort of like, I did not expect that at all. I'm just shocked.
Yeah, when you hear about it, because obviously you wake up and your phone's pinging and it's like, boom, 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 boom. Oh, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. You're like, comedy slap. Oh, don't you. Oh, you.
The way that Chris Rock.
Cheeky man. But that was like a serious.
Yeah.
Taking it to the streets.
That was like, it wasn't even just a slap, like a small slap. It was like one clunk of a slap. You could really hear that slap. Do you know what I'm saying?
Now,
wow.
You can take this either ways. First and foremost, kudos to Chris Rock for continuing like a pro. Because he was reeling from that. I could tell he was like thinking, what do I do? I'm a bit in pain because that was a proper slap.
That was a really big clunk.
And I've just been sort of assaulted live on television for something of all the jokes. Can you imagine this? Listen.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it was Ricky Gervais hosting?
Oh my gosh.
The rinsing.
That would have been worse.
If you've seen the Golden Globes, man. Ooh.
That might have been worse. I think that if it was Ricky Gervais, he must have still just carried on.
Boy. A slap wouldn't have stopped Ricky. That would have actually made him even more incensed and more encouraged to just really go to town. And I'm like, And that's the weird thing is that Chris Rock's joke.
Yeah.
Okay, for those who don't know, Jada Pinkett Smith has alopecia. That's why she has the very low haircut. And obviously G.I. Jane, you know, GI soldiers, they have buzz cuts. They have their hair extremely short, cropped. So the joke was, oh, haha, Jada Pinkett Smith, you're going to play G.I. Jane, you know, the sequel, you know, after the Demi Moore movie. And of course, at first, Will was laughing. Jada didn't. She was like, oh, no, he didn't.
That's the thing. They were both laughing.
They're not both. Just, I noticed it was just...
Yeah, he was, Will Smith, sorry, was laughing. 1 minute, the camera went there. And then all of a sudden, you see Will Smith come up and just clunk you. Chris Rock on
It would have been like this. It would have been like, okay. Sees his wife looking miserable, look miserable.
Probably tapped him.
Yeah. And they're like, okay. Oh, no, he didn't.
No.
Right. So, I don't know. I'm torn, Jay, because I, on one hand, I respect a man defending his woman, his wife. You know, the honor, the whole gallant thing. I do like gallantry, and I think in a normal situation, if someone insults your wife and she's uncomfortable, you step up. However, number one, I think Jada's done far more damage to Will's mental and emotional health by publicly talking about her tryst with August and her and all sorts of personal stuff on her show, which he looked visibly uncomfortable when they sat together on her show. The Red Pillow Talk?
Red Table Talk.
Red Table Talk, sorry. Clearly uncomfortable, clearly raw and painful.
She made him cry. There's one I didn't watch the whole episode, but some of the episode I saw, he was in tears, and you could see that he was broken.
Yeah,
I could really see the brokenness deep inside. You see under all those layers, all those smiles he has. Will Smith's a good actor, you know, because he's suffering inside. I know he is.
Yeah, and I think it's terrible. And obviously he released his memoir, so a lot of the deep secrets and the emotional truths of the Smith household have come out a lot recently between Jada's show and Will's memoir. And they had more of an image that they upheld, you know, happy power couple in Hollywood. That seemed to have been tarnished, and Will seems to be going for this more, I'm not the perfect showman, showing more of his flaws and he's sharing his truth, as they say. Yeah. But this is a side of Will, like gangster side. I know Jada's been a bit gangster from back in the day. You know, she used to roll with Tupac and stuff like that. But Will, he was seen as Mr. Goody Goody.
He's like from Bad Boys. You know, that swagger he came up on the stage. It's
like, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they insult your wife?
Oh man, he was not messing about. His face.
Big Willie style. That was a clump.
Yeah, that was a proper clump, man. This is gonna be spoken about all day. There's gonna be memes and everything.
And that's the issue I take, is that I was so happy that Will was nominated, and I'm delighted that he won the Oscar. Yeah. Even though this Oscars seemed to be very lackluster and not exactly appealing. The issue is, whatever the whatever the understanding of defending your wife and stuff like that, you assaulted a man on live television. Because I thought everyone thinking it was a bit of a joke. It was like a setup. Yeah. But when he sat down and he starts swearing, and Will Smith is not known to swear on camera. Yeah. Like a couple of movies of late, he would use a swear, but before in his career, he was Mr. PG-13 or, you know, bad language coming out of his mouth. His raps, he's notoriously known for his raps being clean and being ribbed for that, no swears. So for him to then, if it was just a slap, you could think, oh, maybe it was a kind of a setup. But when he sat down, he started saying, take my wife's name out of your beep mouth twice.
Yeah, not even just once, but twice. It's like just once saying it is not as bad. It's bad saying it enough, but to say it twice is like, scale back, hold back.
That man ain't playing.
He ain't playing. His face.
Will ain't playing, man. It was a wild west up in there. It was some wild west up in there.
His face looked like he just wanted to go back on stage and just clunk Chris Rock again.
Sorry.
You know what I mean?
But joking aside,
Oh.
on a serious matter,
Yeah.
it's not cool. You know, it ain't cool.
Ain't cool, man.
We don't want to see gangster Will. You know, I was cool with family friendly Will, and now obviously the
Yeah.
role he played, I think maybe his method, you know. Richard Williams is a hard ass man, you know, he don't play. So maybe Will was channeling the spirit of Richard Williams, being all kind of like, don't mess with my family
Man.
in that moment, but I'm like, keep it at home, Will. And I think if you heard about this story, if this had happened,
Yeah.
in the green room backstage,
Yeah.
that you heard there was an altercation,
Mm.
I don't think anyone would have had much of an issue. It would have been like, oh, that's not good.
Mm.
But you're thinking in a moment, they get into it. To come up on stage in a show watched by millions.
Yes. That's the most shocking thing about
Millions.
it. Because it's like, it's so out of character. I've never seen Will Smith.
Yeah.
I'm just speechless. I can't believe it. And
So this story is going to be talked about all day. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon, including us. But
Yeah.
listen, we can't be an entertainment podcast talking about all things happening and popping off,
Yeah.
all things happening and popping off in the world of entertainment, and have this one go over our heads. We wouldn't be doing our jobs,
Yeah.
folks. Trust me, we don't delight in seeing two highly successful, extremely talented, beloved black men. Let's go there. You know, there's negative stereotypes about black men all day, all long. Particularly in the culture. I mean, if this was like Biggie and Tupac type of thing, if it was like the whole rap beef stuff, but these are two very sophisticated, highly talented, celebrated, high caliber A-listers having an altercation. It's just very unfortunate that it happened and for it to be on public display, and that to steal the glory and the limelight from what was a worthy win from Mr. Smith getting the Oscar.
Yeah, no, because it's his first win, isn't it? And all I'm thinking now is the slap.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about him collecting his award and being an Oscar winner.
And of all the jokes that Chris Rock would have said, that's what I'm saying. He's very lucky it wasn't Ricky Gervais. Because Ricky Gervais wouldn't have stopped. His joke would have been hard. He would have been a more hard-edged jokes.
Yep.
He wouldn't have stopped. And he would have pressed charges.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. Because apparently Chris Rock is not. And you know, the jokes that Chris Rock could have made about the Smiths, or particularly Jada, I'm glad he didn't. But the jokes he could have said, just to make a joke about, you know, the G.I. Jane thing, though, okay, yeah, it's a sensitive issue because it's alopecia, it's a condition his wife has. If it was just a fashion choice that she cropped her hair, I don't think it would have been a biggie. But because it's a condition, that's probably a very sensitive spot, So I just think if it was something about their love life or personal stuff that's been said before, I could have been a little bit understanding of why it just got too much for him, because he's probably fed up of being a laughing stock. That said, and this is a good thing, I don't advocate any violence, and especially domestic type. It ain't like he smacked his wife. No. The things that his wife has said to him on their show and humiliated him, embarrassing him. He was able to hold his temper and his emotions then. My guy makes a kind of a cheap shot joke, and he gets a face slapped.
It's just the way that Chris Rock composed himself after being slapped was just so professional, though.
Yeah, I mean,
because if it was someone else, like say Ricky Gervais, I don't think he would have gone down too well.
It would have probably. Who you touching, mate?
Yeah,
that British. Who you touching, mate?
Yeah.
Who you beep touching?
Oh my gosh.
So I think this is an interesting one for comedy because comedians tell jokes and you laugh or you don't. I don't think you take it to violence.
No.
It sets a bad precedent. Imagine like a Dave Chappelle kind of thing, you know. And as well, one of the reasons you don't do this is rather than press charges, what someone can do like Chris Rock, They can make jokes about this for years, folks. This is like putting a red flag to a bull. There can be jokes on end about this moment, and Chris will be, no, what, I won't press charges, but what I'll do is I'll just bring this up from till kingdom come. I will make jokes annually about this event and the situation, and now I'll really go for it. Got nothing to lose now. You've hit me once, you won't likely hit me twice because of liturgy and all that. So I will just get all the jokes about you and Jada out of my system instead of suing your derriere. This is not what I want. I'm just saying this is probably an option. This is like, you know what? Ooh, child, you've just opened the gates of hell upon you, because that could be his revenge. You don't mess with comedians because they have a way to put the heat on you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until kingdom come.
I'm just wondering now if Will Smith's going to actually apologise to Chris Rock, because he's apologised to the Academy, hasn't he? Apologised to the nominees, but he hasn't yet apologised to Chris Rock. So who knows?
Who knows? There'll probably be a picture on social media with them together like this, like, hey, like that. Hey, you. They'll probably kiss and make up. And Denzel Washington, one of the best actors of all time and a class act, he stepped up to Will, that Will referenced in his speech, saying how the devil will come for you when you're at the top. I'm hoping he didn't insinuate that Chris Rock was the devil.
Oh no!
So Chris, all these bad things in the world, it's your fault. Everybody hates Chris. No, I mean I feel it for Chris Rock, man, because the joke wasn't. It was a pun. It wasn't something. It wasn't disrespecting.
But see, it was about. It's a sensitive subject, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith had alopecia, so that's a very sensitive subject for him, and that got him so.
I think the August thing is a lot more sensitive.
Yeah.
But well, that's what we think. What do you think? Do you think Will cross the line? Do you think that it was out of place, out of character, and out of order, and Chris Rock should file charges against him, and Will Smith should publicly apologize for assault, essentially? Or are you of the opinion of, hey man, gangster Will, I'm here for it. He's defending his woman. He stepped up. He's showing that he ain't taking no more. He's had a lot of nonsense. He's had a lot of lambasting and ridicule, and the man just snapped. Or are you somewhere in the middle where you're like, you know what, his mental health may have been under pressure of all these different factors. He's been going through a lot, Will.
He's going
and maybe you don't condone what he did, but you understand. You have a bit of a compassion there. Or you're like totally team Chris Rock, man. Chris Rock, he held it. He held his own. He bounced back with style, with class, professional, a pro, and far more the pro out of the two of the gentlemen, and that it was out of order that he got slapped. Whatever your opinions, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And you know what? Say a little prayer for Will, man. And for Chris, you know what I'd love to see? It's what I'd love to see.
Yeah.
I want to see, these two highly successful, well-regarded, beloved Black icons. I know it's not about race. If someone's going to say, oh no, always make it about race. But the reality is, the struggle of Black performers in the entertainment industry, and when they rise to the top, and there's very thin ground, there's not many who get to that top elite level. We want to see them celebrate together. There should have been a time of celebration for Will, like it was when Denzel and Halle Berry got Oscars and stuff like that. Instead, the story is two Black men having an altercation. And I don't think that's a good look. And I really hope that they can come together and squash it so it doesn't become the thing that dominates the narrative, because we don't need it. We've got real wars going on. This is like, this is like first world problems, yo. We got real world. We got real beef going on in the world.
You don't want to be like.
We don't need this one.
Because otherwise, if this doesn't get squashed, like between them both, it's gonna be like every time people think, oh yeah, Will Smith, but he slapped Chris Rock across the face.
Yeah. But from this platform, We are no longer going to talk about it. We're no longer going to utter the words Will slapped Chris. But you can talk about it and we'll talk with you in the comments. So wherever you are, have a great day for the rest of the day. For us, it's morning. We had to get up and do this. But you know, make peace, not war. Stop the violence, stop the violence. Take it, guys. You can follow us on our podcast, T&J Take Over the World, on all the good platforms, and subscribe below. And let's get into a conversation. You know, everyone's going to be talking about it, so why not here? So, take care, guys.